Hello and welcome to the board member orientation training for the Potato Sustainability Alliance. I am John Mesko, the Executive Director of PSA, and I've got some things I want to share with you today. This is one of several modules that we've put together for you. There will be a video of this slide presentation. There may be in other modules opportunities for you to go online and look up articles and read them. There may be opportunities for you to learn in other ways. And then these will be followed by a short quiz to help you make sure you understand the information and to further help you learn about some of the specific things that are important to being a member and or a board member of PSA. So let's get started. This is Module 2, the PSA Board of Directors Activities, Meetings, and Conduct module. We're going to start off talking about the antitrust statement. The purpose of the antitrust statement is to remind all members and the public that PSA is not working on behalf of its member organization's profits, but rather for the benefit of society and the potato industry. We talked about the importance of a benefit to society of a nonprofit organization in the first module, and the antitrust statement is part of that to demonstrate that that is our overall statement, overall goal as an organization. We use the antitrust statement in several different ways. Primarily, though, we acknowledge it at the beginning of board and committee meetings, and it is also agreed to upon joining or renewing membership in PSA. The antitrust statement applies at all times, whether or not it's been acknowledged. I think that's an important consideration, is the acknowledgement at the beginning of meetings is meant to remind us, but the antitrust statement is true 24/7 whenever you're working on a PSA project or involved in PSA. We have retained legal counsel to help ensure that this statement is functional and that we are in compliance with the statement as an organization. So let's take a look at the statement. I'll read this to you as a way of further acknowledging this. Participants agree that this meeting, and that could apply to a meeting or a gathering, and project activities shall not result in any discussion, activity, or conduct that may infringe on its part or on the part of its members any applicable competition law. By way of example, members, whether in organized project meetings or in private, while in attendance at such meetings, shall not discuss, communicate, or exchange any commercially sensitive information, including information related to prices, marketing and advertising strategy, costs and revenues, trading terms and conditions with third parties, including purchasing strategy, terms of supply, trade programs, or distribution strategy. If any participant has any question regarding the legality of proposed discussion, the subject discussion should stop immediately and not resume until the convener has raised the issue with antitrust counsel and obtained permission to proceed. Again, we intend to have antitrust counsel present at our board meetings. Probably won't be at every committee meeting, but certainly at our board meetings to help us steer clear of any pitfalls. A couple of things to point out here is that this statement applies to meetings as well as project activities. So two people talking on the phone about PSA related business, development of our sustainability program or something like that, that applies. The antitrust statement applies in that circumstances. It also applies whether in organized meetings, such as a board meeting, or in private, such as going to dinner after the board meeting. All of these antitrust principles apply. Also, as part of the duties of board members is meeting attendance and participation. It is a fundamental way of participating in PSA, particularly as a board member, and it is really the minimum expectation of all board members. PSA board members are expected to attend board meetings, whether virtual, hybrid, or in person. And the bylaws state that a director who fails to attend 3 consecutive meetings of the board is deemed to have resigned, unless otherwise determined by the board. And this statement is maybe a little different than what other organizations have. This simply says that if a board member fails to attend 3 consecutive meetings, it's as though you have submitted your resignation to the board. And so there's no further action required other than the board to accept that resignation if they so choose. Additionally, other meetings such as working group meetings, committee meetings, they require the same commitment as board meetings. Committee members and working group members are expected to review past communications as well as emails from PSA staff, contractors, and fellow committee members in between meetings in order to be fully prepared to engage in the discussion at hand. As much as possible, documents needed for meeting preparations will be posted to the PSA member portal on the PSA website. Ultimately, all members are responsible for accessing documents they need, regardless of whether or not they're emailed to them. We also have a conflict of interest policy. A conflict of interest occurs when an individual's personal interests, family, friendships, financial, or social factors could compromise his or her judgment, decisions, or actions when acting on behalf of PSA. The conflict of interest policy is posted on the member portal of the PSA website. And for the purposes of our training, we want you to take a look at the following article that's linked here on this slide. Executive sessions in PSA board meetings. The PSA Board of Directors routinely enters into an executive session as part of its regular board meetings. The board source article on executive sessions that's linked here gives a lot more information on executive sessions. Please read that. This concludes Module 2, and you'll be directed to take a quiz next. Thank you.